Today we are going to install the new DRT Motorsports Maverick R HD front winch bumper. This winch bumper fits the Can-Am Maverick R, all models. Install time is around 60+ minutes. Can be installed by yourself, with a difficulty level of advanced. You will need this list of tools to complete the installation. So, gather the tools, and let's install. Let's start by removing the factory grille. Grab the plastic mesh and pull outward. It will unsnap and release from the top and bottom. Then, set it aside. Next, there are 4 5mm rivets that will need to be drilled out on the bottom plastic. We have already done so prior to this installation. Now, remove the 4 T30 Torx bolts along the lower sides of the bodywork. There are 2 on each side, as you see here. Then, remove the bodywork. Here is a better view of the 4 rivets that need to be drilled out. Then, set aside the plastic bodywork. Let's start by removing these 2 factory 4mm Allen bolts that hold the front bodywork. Doing this releases the bodywork to move around while removing and installing. Next, using a floor jack, jack up the front of the vehicle to where the tires are just touching the ground. This will release the pressure on the control arms and bulkhead for easier removal. Now, using a 21mm socket and long extension, remove the 2 front lower control arm bolts and set them aside. Next, using an 18mm socket and wrench, remove the sway bar bracket hardware on both sides of the vehicle. Then, move the sway bar up and out of the way to access other bolts. Now, remove this 13mm side bulkhead bolt with a 15mm wrench on the backing nut. Then, do the same on the other side of the vehicle. Next, remove the 2 13mm upper bulkhead bolts, shown here, and set them aside. Be patient, as the workspace is tight and limiting, and it will take some time to complete. Now, the bulkhead can be removed, but it has a small secret. As you can see here, there are 2 teeth-like tabs that the bulkhead hangs from, so you have to lift it up and over these tabs to remove it. Next, you need to install these 6 body clips. The 2 short clips snap onto the upper bulkhead tabs, as you see here. The 4 long clips snap in here and in here on the face of the bulkhead. A quick trick is if you have a 1/4 20 bolt, you can insert it in this upper hole to hold the sway bar out of the way. This also gives you a better look at the teeth-like tabs. Now, the tabs we've talked about are right here, and they set in these 2 slots in the bulkhead here, as shown. So the trick to hanging the bulkhead is to lift it up at an angle, while pushing it back far enough to catch these tabs. It will take a couple tries. Next, once it's in place, reinstall the side bulkhead bolts, shown here. Do not tighten them down at this time. Then, reinstall the 2 control arm bolts, as you see here, and thread them most the way in. It's easiest to grab the tire, and pull toward yourself, and you will see and feel the bolt fall into place. Then, thread it, the rest of the way in. Now, don't forget to reinstall the radiator rubber bushings, lift the radiator slightly, and set the bushings in place, as shown here, then set it back down. Next, go back, and tighten down the hardware you just reinstalled. Now, grab the bumper, and it will install with these supplied 4-5mm Allen bolts in these locations. Before you install your bumper, it's best to mount any lighting, and/or a fairlead as we have done here. It will be difficult to access these areas afterwards. You can let your vehicle down off the jack now, as it is no longer needed, and just in the way. Next, feed any lighting wire harness through the front bodywork, and slide the bumper into place. Make sure as you do, to align the body clips with the mounting holes in the bumper. They may need to be adjusted. Now, slide the 2 top Allen bolts in place and thread them in. This may be a little challenging, as space is limited. You can access these bolts from above and behind the bodywork, as you see here. Go ahead at this time, and tighten them down. Next, move to the front of the bumper, and install the lower Allen bolts, and tighten them down as well. Here you can see the upper and lower bumper mounting positions, and how it should all turn out. Now, reinstall the 2 factory 4mm Allen bolts to secure the front bodywork. They might be a little tricky to get to if you have installed lights. Next, it's time to reinstall the sway bar bracket mounts to the bulkhead, and tighten down all that hardware. Lastly, with the bumper installed, you can now reinstall the OEM grille, or if you have a DRT mesh grille, it would look something like this. Congrats, that completes your DRT Maverick R HD front winch bumper install. This front HD winch bumper adds aggressive styling, protection, and provides a perfect location to mount a winch. The bumper is constructed from laser-cut steel that is formed and welded to provide the ultimate protection to the front end of your Maverick R. The winch bumper provides a replacement bulkhead that supports and accommodates a larger winch than the factory offering. The DRT HD winch mount was built around the Warn Axon 55S Powersports 5,500 pounds winch, but almost any UTV winch will fit. Until we meet on your next DRT install, be safe out there. If you have any questions during your installation, don't hesitate to contact us via phone or email. We are here to help.